Let's go and check out New York in the daytime. So we came down the lift, we exited the lobby after having our breakfast, and then we made our way past Times Square. In the day, Times Square was just so much different than in the evening, completely different vibe. So we checked the maps, planned out our route, and then we started making our way down Fifth Avenue. The sunshine was out, it was such a beautiful day, and even though the sun was out, unless you were going between the buildings, it was just shaded because of the buildings. So we made our way towards the Empire State Building. We took in the amazing buildings, the amazing scenery. It was such a great vibe. So we stopped off at Think Coffee for a matcha, and as well as that, it was time to have a toilet. So once we did that, we restarted our journey down Fifth Avenue towards the Flatiron building. So as you can see, the Flatiron building was all covered up for renovations and cleaning. So this is what it's supposed to look like when you actually get there. Once we did that, we carried on. It was great to see those kind of like fire exit stairs, such a New York vibe, and we absolutely loved it. The skies were so clear as we went, and yeah, it's great to take in all that. And then we got to the Washington Arch, which was amazing. You can see there was a graduation, so we kept it quick. We didn't want to interrupt people's photos, but we had a bit of a spinny spin. And then we stopped again for a mocha coffee, and this was great. It was a Middle Eastern place. The cakes were just, there was so much choice, and they were absolutely delicious, and it smelled amazing. And a toilet stop. So we needed those today because it was such a long day. There was lots of things to see. There was lots of stops. There was a couple of wee doggies, and we saw this place called Sun Life Organics, and we saw loads of people outside with smoothies. So we went in. It was so bougie. It was so bright, and it was so amazing. But the queue was out the door, and by the time we got in, we decided this is just too busy, it's taking too long, so I settled for a Pepsi Max. We carried on throughout the day, catching a little bit of sun. I didn't realise my head was getting sunburnt, but it was. And then we got past all the designer shops on Fifth Avenue, and we came out on a corner. And we think this was Chinatown. There's a lot of street sellers, there's people fighting on the streets. And then we saw Chipotle, which we hadn't tried before. So we asked for our specifics, we asked for some recommendations. They were so friendly. And then we got an amazing burrito, which was so spicy, so delicious. And it was really nice to actually just try it for the first time. There was a lot of like homeless people inside the shop asking for food as well because of the area we were in. But we enjoyed our food nevertheless, regardless. It was really nice, and we're glad we did stop in, and there was an emergency outside just on our way out. So we got a bit of the New York vibes and the woo sirens. So we carried on. And after the City Hall Gardens, we got to the Brooklyn Bridge. So this was great. Obviously, it's going to be really busy on the bridge, but we stopped. We got in everyone's way and we took in the scene. And at that point, we decided we need to see this bridge from a different angle. So we walked onto the piers and we took some time to get some good photos. After that, our legs were sore, so we jumped on the subway, and I got punched on the subway, unfortunately, but different story. And at that point, on the way home, we saw the Carnegie Cafe Diner. We'd heard so much about this, so we dipped in to grab ourselves a bagel, and we finished our journey back to the hotel and had our egg and bacon bagel, which, let me tell you, this was definitely a good recommendation from the people that we'd seen go here online. The cheese, the stretch in the pool, I tell you, I could not get enough of this bagel, and it was such a great end to our day out in New York. So overall, a great walk and trip to the Brooklyn Bridge.